Hey guys, Pappa again, trying to get another story time done, but every time I try to do this one, my phone seems to not like me. This is the fourth reading, guys. Winnie the Pooh and Friends. Piglet does a very grand thing. Okay. This is the map of Poohland. Again. Okay. Just so you boys know where you're going. Okay. So you can see where Pooh's been. Hope you boys are behaving for your mum. I hope Aurora being nice to mummy. Okay. I love you all. I miss you all. Papa's going to read a book. One windy autumn morning, Pooh and Piglet were sitting in their thoughtful spot. "What I think," said Pooh, "is we'll go to Pooh Corner and see Eeyore. In fact, let's go see everybody." Piglet thought they ought to have a good reason for seeing everybody. If Pooh could think of something, Pooh could. "We'll go because it's Thursday," he said. "We'll wish everybody a very happy Thursday." By the time they got to Kanga's house, they were so buffeted by the wind that they stayed for lunch. It seemed rather cold outside afterwards, so they pushed on quickly to Rabbit's, where we've come to wish you a very happy Thursday," said Pooh. "Oh, I thought you'd really come about something," said Rabbit. They sat down for a little, and by the by, Pooh and Piglet went on again. Christopher Robin was so glad to see them that they stayed until nearly tea time and had a very nearly tea. Then they hurried on to Pooh Corner to see Eeyore before it was too late to have proper tea with Owl. Cheeky. Going for tea with Owl. "Hello, Eeyore. We came to see how your house was," said Piglet. "Look, Pooh, it's still standing." "I know," said Eeyore. "Well, we're very glad to see you, Eeyore, and now we're going to see Owl," said Pooh. "Goodbye," said Eeyore. "Mind you don't get blown away, little Piglet." The wind was against them now, and Piglet's ears streamed out behind him like banners. It seemed like hours before he got them into the shelter of the 100-acre wood. In a little while, they were knocking and ringing cheerfully at Owl's door. Hello, Owl," said Pooh. "I hope we're not too late for, how are you, Owl?" "Sit down," said Owl kindly. "Make yourselves comfortable." They made themselves as comfortable as they could. "I'm right in supposing that it is a very blusterous day outside," said Owl. "Very," said Piglet, who was quite quietly thawing his ears. "I thought so," said Owl. "It was on just such a blustery day that my Uncle Robert, a portrait of whom you can see upon the wall—" "What's that?" There was a loud crackling noise. "Look out!" cried Pooh. "Piglet, I'm falling onto you." The room was slowly tilting upwards, the clock slithering along the mantelpiece, collecting all the vases on the way, until they all crashed together onto what had once been the floor, but was now trying to see what it looked like as a wall. For a little while it became difficult to remember which was really north. Then there was another loud crack, and then there was silence. In the corner of the room, the tablecloth wrapped itself into a ball and rolled across the room. It jumped up and down and put out 2 ears. Then it unwound itself, revealing Piglet. "Pooh," said Piglet nervously, "are we still in Owl's house?" "I think so." "Oh," said Piglet. "Well, did Did Owl always have a letterbox on his ceiling? Look. I can't, said Pooh. I'm face downwards under something. And that, Piglet, is a very bad position for looking at ceilings. Owl and Piglet pulled at the chair. In a little while, Pooh came out. What are we going to do, Pooh? Asked Piglet. Well, I had just thought of something, said Pooh, and he began to sing. I lay on my chest and I thought it best to pretend I was having an evening rest. I lay on my tum and I tried to hum, but nothing in particular seemed to come. My face was flat on the floor, and that is all very well for an acrobat, but it doesn't seem fair to a friendly bear to stiffen him out with a basket chair, and a sort of squaws which grows and grows is not too nice for his poor old nose, and a sort of squash is much too much for his neck and his mouth and his ears as such. Owl coughed and said that if Pooh was sure that was all, they could now give their minds to the problem of escape. Could you fly up to the letterbox with Piglet on your back? Pooh asked. No, said Piglet quickly. He couldn't. Pooh's mind went back to the day when he saved Piglet from the flood, and everybody had admired him so much. Suddenly, just as it had come before, an idea came to him. I have thought of something, said Pooh. We tie a piece of string to Piglet. Owl flies up to the letterbox with the other end in his beak, pushes it through the wire and brings it down to the floor. He pulled hard at the end and Piglet goes up slowly to the other end. And there he is, Owl said, if the string doesn't break. Supposing it does, asked Piglet. It won't break, whispered Pooh comfortingly, because you're a small animal and I'll stand underneath, and if you save us all, it will be a very grand thing to talk about afterwards. Piglet felt much better, and when he found himself going up to the ceiling, he was so proud that he could have called out, "Look at me!" if he hadn't been afraid that Pooh and Owl would let go of their end of the string when they look at him. So it was over. Piglet opened the letterbox and climbed out. He turned to squawk a last message to the prisoners, Owl and Pooh. It's all right, he called. Your tree has blown all right over, Owl, and there's a branch across the door. I will be back in about half an hour with Christopher Robin. Goodbye, Pooh. And without waiting to hear Pooh's answer, goodbye and thank you, he was off. Half an hour, said Owl. That will give me just time to finish that story I was telling you about my Uncle Robert, a portrait of whom you see underneath you. Now let me see, where was I? Oh yes, it was on just a blustery day as this that my Uncle Robert Pooh closed his eyes and went to sleep. Goodbye, guys. I love you all loads. Okay? Be good for your mummy. I'll speak to you soon.